What's up, comic fans? It is time for this week's new comic book day haul, and we're gonna get into the comics right after this. Welcome back to the new comic book day haul for those books that came out February 24th or the 23rd if you had a shop that dropped DC books on a Tuesday. So let's get into the books, but before that, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, notification bell if you like what you see, and go ahead and share it with a buddy if you think they'll enjoy the content. Alright, let's get into the books. So right off the bat, we got Daredevil number 25, pretty awesome cover. This is the third print. The second print was this cover in full color. This is black and white with a little color splash for the title. I really dug it, so I picked it up. I already read 25, hopefully you guys did too. It was a good one. Alright, so now next up we got Miss Marvel. This is number 18. This is the 75th issue of a Miss Marvel comic book starring Kamala Khan. It was good. It was a good farewell to the series. This was the last issue of the run by Saladin Ahmed, and he did a good job. So it's nothing spectacular. This is not a jumping on point, but this was a good farewell to a very cool character in Miss Marvel. And right here, she's probably going up against her biggest, toughest opponent as of late, Storm Ranger. It was good. It was definitely a good book to say farewell to the Miss Marvel fans. Alright. Next up, we got The Amazing Spider-Man number 60, art by Mark Bagley. Nick Spencer has been doing the writing. It was a good series. If you're into the Mary Jane, Peter Parker dynamic, definitely worth a read, because that's what this book is about. Mary Jane is coming back to New York to help out Peter. There are some guest appearances or some shocking appearances. We get to find out who directed Mary Jane's movie when she moved to LA. And at the end of it, you got Doctor Strange showing up and another villain. Plus, you got some kindred in here. And that villain at the end is a big shocker. It's going to lead into something big. So I can't stop, even though I keep saying some stuff about Amazing Spider-Man, how it's not as good as I want it to be. I obviously can't stop now. We're going into issue 61. And I believe issue 61 is a good issue to get on, because it's going to start a new story arc, and we're getting Spider-Man with a new costume. I am pretty sure of that. So if you're a speculator too, it's probably a book to go ahead and grab. Alright, next up we got Dark Detective number 4, the end of the Future State run. Mariko Tamaki did a really excellent job. Dan Mora was on the art. I thought it was a really solid ending. Kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger, so you know there's more to come with this story. I don't know how they're going to work it back into the DC continuity when it returns back to its present time, but it was good. And then you had Joshua Williamson working on the second story, which was kind of a Red Hood Ravager story, where Red Hood is working for the magistrate, but then he gets kind of blacklisted, and Ravager, Rose Wilson, who he's had a relationship with, is like, well, I'm gonna hunt you down for that money. So it was a good story. I really enjoyed it. And you did have Batman versus Peacekeeper 1 in a final epic battle. And like I said, it ended on a cliffhanger, so there's more to come. Or maybe not, and they just leave you hanging like that. I don't know. But from DC, we're going to continue with Batman. We had Black and White, Batman Black and White number 3. This is actually the first Black and White I've jumped on. I thought the covers for these have been beautiful, but I wasn't sure if I would enjoy like Batman in these short stories with different artists and different writers. And I tell you what, issue 3, it pulled me into the series, so I'll probably stick with it for at least a little bit longer. This amazing cover is by Joshua Middleton. So he did a really cool cover for this. This cover is actually blowing up on eBay. Last I saw it was going for $10 to $15. That's like a $5 book, I believe. Maybe it's $5.99. Either way, it's going for double what cover is. So, but only on cover A for some reason. I don't know, I haven't checked recently. Maybe cover B and C have. But here is another cover. I believe this is cover C by Kari Andrews. I could be wrong. Could be cover B. But this was the other one. You got a little Batman and Poison Ivy connection there. So Kari Andrews drew that, and it was nice. I don't know why I got two, but I did. And there was a third one out there, which I didn't grab, which is actually pretty cool too, but can't grab them all. All right, so we're gonna move on to the indies. All right, so we're moving on to the indies, and we got crossover number 4, Donny Cates, Jeff Shaw. Did not read this yet because I'm not caught up on the series. I'm on issue 3, so can't tell you too much, but I do know from speaking to some people I know, some friends, shop owners, that this really kicks the series into high gear. So people have been saying that this has been a slow series, and so as far as I know, this is the book that's going to get this comic really moving, get the ball rolling, get the action pumping. And with that said, I did get the secret variant Madman cover by Mike Allred, and that's pretty cool. There's 5 of these covers, so I'm on a quest to collect them all. So that's 2, and I got 3 of them. I managed to get 3 different covers, so that's cool. I got to shop for those other 2, just a little something to get me moving and grooving, looking for books. Find all 5 of those. There's actually 6. There's 5 regular covers, cover Bs, that are variants that are just cover price, $3.99 I believe. And then there's one in 100 out there that's a sketch variant of that. So that one's going to be a little bit more pricey to find. We'll see if I can find that at a recent price to complete the collection. All right, last up from the indies. I don't know why I said last up, but the only book I got from Aftershock is Nuclear Family number 1. This is the 1 in 15 cover by Tony Harris. This is about a ex-Korean vet who, I don't know, he's ex-military. I haven't actually read the book yet. I got to dive into it. But it's 1957 in the Midwest, and the Soviets have, as far as I know, dropped a nuclear bomb. And this is all about, America at that time and retaliation. It's 1 in 15. This book does have, you can feel there's like a raise to it, almost an embossing. But what it is it's actually like a glow-in-the-dark cover. So I don't know if you can see it, but you'll see these green lines. And yeah, it glows in the dark. I'm just, make sure I'm not lying to you. No, it actually glows in the dark. So that's actually really cool. I didn't know that when I first picked it up. I was like, the cover feels weird. But yeah, that Nuclear Family cover glows in the dark. And I think it's doing all right on the eBay right now. Not that I'm selling it, but from what I check, I like to, sometimes see if there's any value beyond cover and the books I bought. If there's any spec or push behind a book. All right, moving on. We're here just to show the books off. We got Spawn number 315. You got She-Spawn on the front. She doesn't appear in this cover, but this is a really fun issue, really cool issue. You got Spawn versus Omega Spawn, and he's got some help in that battle. And it's a really good battle. It's a really fun scene. It's, when I read Spawn, it's kind of what I want. I want to see Spawn kicking butt, and that's what we kind of get in this comic. Not kind of get. We get Spawn kicking butt, and it's against like a pretty superior foe. So I love it. This was a cool cover. The B and C were actually pretty cool too. There really is no bad Spawn cover. I've heard it time and time again from multiple people. You really can't find a bad Spawn cover. All right, next up, we got Stray Dogs, number 1. This is a fun series. You got Anthony Fleece on this and Trish Forstner. Trish Forstner is the artist for, or was an artist for My Little Pony. So you can tell what kind of art style you're gonna get in here. But I like the contrast. I love that artwork of My Little Pony, that almost like 90s cartoon era or early 2000 cartoon era style artwork, and then you mix that with some adult content like murder, and you get yourself a really I think, cool book. There's already rumors that this book was optioned, like picked up for some TV show or something. So that's interesting. And this is the cover B. This is the Silence of the Lambs cover, or homage cover. So cover B. Again, this is another book too that's doing well on eBay. I think it's going for like $12 or so. All right, last but not least, we've probably got the hottest book on the market, the hottest title. And this is the end of the story arc. This is Something is Killing the Children. Erica Slaughter is leaving Archer's Peak. She's also kind of done with the Order of St. George. And this is a nice wrap up, right? There's not a lot of action in here. Don't get this book thinking you're going to see a ton of monster killing. No, this is a wrap up, like Miss Marvel was a wrap up. This is a wrap up to the series. It's setting the tone for the next arc. And it was good. It's good. It's a good ending to the first title. But like I said, nothing spectacular. It's just going to push the series forward. But this is not, and by no means is this a key in any sort of way, except it's just another story in the storyline that pushes it forward, okay? So, those were all my books for this week. I really dig this cover. I'm thinking this has to be like a cover of the week type deal. This cover just kind of sums up the whole Something is Killing the Children, Erica Slaughter premise. She's moving on. But my read of the week, guys, it's gotta be Batman Black and White. Just the combination of artists, writers, this dope cover, and just all the little stories in there. There's two new characters who kind of pop up in this book. And I don't want to say kind of, they do pop up. So there's two new characters in the Batman universe that pop up in this book. So it's got a little bit of everything. It's got great art, great cover. It's got no color, but good stories, or great stories, and it's got new characters. So that is my comic book haul for this week. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, smash that like button. Hit that notification bell if you want to keep seeing content from me. Share, and just keep doing what you do, because I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to finish reading whatever books I missed out on and get ready for next week. Peace, comic fam.